Matadors versus your second-ranked Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Introducing the CSUN Matador starting lineup. At outside hitter, 6'3" junior from Hacienda Heights, California, number 2, Jordan Lucas. At libero, 6'1" sophomore from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, number 5, João Avila. And middle blocker, 6'4" senior from Union City, California, number 9, Shane Nem. At center, 6'7" sophomore from Stevenson Ranch, California, floor captain, number 10, Owen Doffner. At opposite, 6'5" junior from Anaheim, California, number 18, Jalen Phillips. And outside hitter, 6'7" freshman from Stevenson Ranch, California, number 21, Noah Doffner. And blocker, 6'7" freshman from Sacramento, California, number 23, Grayson Albers. Assistant coaches Michael Aroni and Brian Brand. Associate head coach Ryan Mason. Head coach for the Matadors, Theo Edwards.
Yeah, you know we put the city on. Came back to road, they Peter, so I'm really on. We get your guy trying to help me on. Swinging at my phone like, is you really home? I stay out the business, I done seen a million. 5%, 10% plus like that.
And now, meet and greet the starting lineup for your Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. At opposite, 6'10" sophomore from Kailua, Oahu, number 4, Kainoa Wade. And outside hitter, 6'5" sophomore from Lyon, France, number 7, Adrian Ward. And middle blocker, 6'8" sophomore from Houston, Texas, number 9, Justin Todd. And middle blocker, 6'6" sophomore from Zion Yaakov, Israel, number 16, Ovek Hazan. And libero, 5'8" junior from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, number 22, Quentin Greenwich. And outside hitter, 6'5" junior from Paris, France, number 23, Louis Sakanoko. And at center, 6'3" senior from Torrance, California, floor captain, number 3, Vladimir Kubo. Assistant coaches Donate Cruz and Chad Giesman. Associate head coach Ku Bono Fay. Head coach for your Rainbow Warriors, Charlie Wade.
Center. It is a packed house for senior night. Kanoa Leahy sitting next to Chris McLaughlin. C-Mac, take us through the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match.
Well, for CSUN, they got to shore up their defense. The Matadors only had 15 digs to Hawaii's 29, and they were outblocked 12-3. To beat the Rainbow Warriors, all defenders must step it up. And for Hawaii, do it for Vlad. That would be Hawaii's lone senior, Vladimir Kuber. He is a popular leader that all of the players would love to gift him a win tonight.
And making his first career start, he serves first to get things going here in this Hanaho rematch. And the roof is up. The Hawaiian Financial FCU starting lineup scrolling at the bottom of your screen. The big move, Vlad Kuber, getting the start at center here on senior night. And here he is with a chance to distribute. Goes outside, and Adrian Rohr absolutely annihilates it.
The 3-meter line, allowing Hawaii's blockers to just load up.
How about the first career assist for Vladimir Kuber as a Rainbow Warrior? Gets him out of system again. Free ball coming over. Kuber with options. Goes middle. And Justin Todd lays the smackdown. And what a start for the Rainbow Warriors.
And the Hawaii bench is going crazy, as are this packed house of fans. Oh my goodness. They gotta have 9,000 here tonight. What do you think, Kanoa?
I mean, you could not have written this any better for Vlad Kuber. Middle set, and it's a roof. Justin Todd jumping up next to Adrian Rohr, and Hawaii has scored the first 4 of the match.
A lot of energy going on right there. This Hawaii team's fired up for Vlad.
And he's still getting those serves in. D-set, Jalen Phillips blocked. It stays on the Matador side. Cross-court set goes to Lucas. It's dug up by Quentin Greenwich. So outside set, here's Rohr. Nice dig there by Joao Avila, the libero for Northridge. Poked over by Lucas. Hawaii on the attack. Here's Kainoa Wade from the opposite position. Dug up over the net, but it is hit out by Justin Todd. And the run for Hawaii is pow as the Matadors finally on the board. And even Theo Edwards is able to forge a smile in his 4th season atop this program. And I think we're going to get a challenge here by Charlie, so hold the phone. The run might not be over just yet. You saw the look by Theo Edwards. I don't think he buys into the idea that there should be a reversal of the point, but I think Charlie Wade challenging that there was a net violation committed by the Matador.
Exactly. I think if JT had his way, he'd pass that ball up instead of hitting it.
You see the officiating crew. John Peterson once again the R1. Dixon Chun will be conducting the reviews across the way. Kerwin Stenstrom and Hunter Heleniak are the line judges. So again, out ball on the overpass. And it was hit by Justin Todd, but the challenge is that the Matadors came into the net on the sequence. But you talk about the perfect scenario on senior night for Vladimir Kuber. Tread Rosenthal, who is expected to play tonight, mind you, he will have played in a home match in which he didn't start for the first time in his career, and his willingness to do that, to give Vlad Kuber some love, I think that is a huge gesture on his part. Is there a net violation there? I don't see one, C-Mac. Do you see one?
It's very close. If it is, it's microscopic.
And here's the overpass. We'll see if there's one here. I don't think we're going to get a call overturned, at least based on what we see from that angle.
I agree.
But what does it say about how these guys feel about Vlad Kuber, especially Tread Rosenthal? I mean, you know, it takes a certain level of pride and competitiveness to come out and start each and every night, and especially in a match where he is expected to play, but he decides in the last game of the regular season, in his junior campaign, mind you, to step aside and let Vlad Kuber have his moment.
Yeah, class act by Tread, and certainly the guys respect Vlad so much for his wisdom, his sage advice, his brotherly love. And he said last night, you know, he's been to like 4 different universities. He could have gone to another university this year and played some. He said he chose to stay back because of these brothers that he's made.
And so the call is not overturned. The call stands. It will be a point for CSUN. But a good start here for Hawaii. And kudos to Charlie Wade for making that decision as well, to allow Vlad Kuber to run out of the tunnel and have his name announced. That must have meant a lot to him. Must have meant a lot to his family as well. Tough serve there by Jordan Lucas. Out of system. The set goes to Adrian War. He's blocked back. Greenwich with the cover. So Kuber goes middle. Wrist away and down. And I'll tell you what, Vlad Kuber is putting these sets on the money right now.
He is. He's diving it, as you would say. Great location. Shows no signs of nervousness at all.
Kuber, the 6'3" senior from Torrance, California. Transferred from Pepperdine a couple of years ago. Did not play last year. And the overpass is hit off the block and out by Louis Sakanoko, and Hawaii off to a 6-1 start here. The Rainbow Warriors 25-4, 8-1 in the Big West Conference. They clinched a regular season title, at least a share of one. They can claim it outright with a victory tonight. But they did lock up the top seed in the Big West Conference Championships in Irvine next week. Oh, the block is up. And the Manoa Roofing Company is putting in work here early tonight.
Oh, Jordan Lucas put up a great pass off a missile from Adrian Rohr. But you're right, the block has shown up.
7 serving 1. Rohr. Oh, we talk about a dime. That was a dot, an absolute surgical strike by Adrian Rohr, who is now the team leader this season in aces, and Hawaii has it rolling on senior night. See the series record, 88th meeting between these two teams. Hawaii with the big advantage. From off the net, it's Noah Doffner, dug up by Rohr. So the set goes outside to Sakanoko, and he goes off the fingertips, backpedaling and punching it back into play as Lucas. Bump set Doffner off the block, joust above the tape, stays on the Hawaii side. A little scramble play, Wade slaps it across. Matador's on the attack. They push it out to Doffner again. Oh, and getting hang-tied a little bit. It was Sakanoko and Greenwich who were both in semi-position to make the save.
They read the scouting report, and they both went to the same spot.
CSUN 12-13 by virtue of that loss last night. 0-9 in the Big West Conference. They will be the 6th seed. And so all of the matchups for the Big West Conference have been determined. All of the seeding by virtue of that last match that was still yet to finish before this one started. UC San Diego and UC Santa Barbara. The seeding is now all taken care of, and we'll bring you that when we get an opportunity just to get things set up for next week. Justin Todd, tough serve there, diving past Avila, and then a little paintbrush action in the middle, but Shane Nem gets the job done. A 6'4" senior with some serious bounce.
Yeah, he touches over 12 feet, so he is one of the better leapers in the conference.
Actually came to CSUN, was recruited as an oppo, and that's been kind of the storyline with all the injuries to that middle blocker position. They've had to mix and match and move guys over, guys who are expected to be pin hitters, who are contributing in the middle. And now Trent Rosenthal entering the match in place of Vlad Kuber. And how about the embrace he gets from Charlie Wade, and a gesture to the crowd. And that is an all-time magical Manoa moment for that guy right there.
Absolutely. A Manoa moment. What a way to put it.
A diving layout pass by Lucas. Great effort. Here's Phillips, and he gets blocked and roofed. And if there was any thought that Hawaii would come out after having donned the Big West regular season championship shirts last night with a lack of energy tonight, that has not been the case yet.
Not at all. In fact, the opposite.
And we're going to get a challenge here on that last call. I think Theo Edwards is now going to challenge that there was a Hawaii net violation on the play. So they'll take a look at that. Another thing that's sort of hanging in the balance here for Hawaii. Very much just an aesthetic, but still something that would be kind of cool, is with a win tonight, Hawaii could tie the program record for most regular season victories with 26.
It's already bouncing, which makes it suspect already, but let's take a look here. 3 blockers up. The net is bouncing because the ball made it bounce. I don't see what's happening with any player's body hitting because we don't have that kind of a look. But certainly no hands or arms.
Yeah, if there was a net, it didn't seem to be at the top of the net. It would have to be somewhere down on the bottom portion, but that was a little bit out of that camera frame angle. And so we could be facing non-reversal again on a net violation challenge. Do you see anything there?
He's not. Look how, if anything, it's a violation by Phillips and stepping under the net in a dangerous situation.
Yeah. Ball also seemed to be down as well. But Dixon Chun taking a long look at this.
4 had they not had so many injuries this year.
Oh, that is a nasty serve there by Noah Doffner. He's the younger brother of setter Owen Doffner. And that's his 7th ace of the season, and that was wicked.
That was a really good serve. A little beat shot cutty right there. Even Hawaii's best passer can't get to it.
5 serving 11. Pass by War is a beauty. He gets the set in the back row. It is popped up by Avila. Long run here into the crowd, but it is made by Doffner. We play on. Rosenthal gets a swing. Punched up in the air. Avila back set to Lucas. Goes line. Was there a touch? No touch. Misses wide, and Hawaii gets the point on what was an entertaining rally.
I was worried that Tony Crabb might get hit again on the chasing the ball down. I found out later that he's moved into the second row.
Smart move.
Former UH men's volleyball coach.
Still in the splash zone, so to speak. Yeah. Sakanoko splashes that one down onto the Terraflex. And he has gotten so good with that particular style serve here this season.
And he disguises it so well. Makes it look like he's going to bring the heater, and then it turns out to be that shorty.
Hawaii. Oh, boy. That one hits the R1, John Peterson, and Louis Sakanoko goes over to check on him.
So now Louis has officially apologized to everybody in the league this year, hasn't he? The opposing team, the opposing coach, the referee, somebody that he's hit on his serve.
My goodness, look out.
Louis.
Outside, here's War. Looks like a little bit of a confusing play there on that pin. Dug up over the net by Wade, and then a solo stop. Trev Rosenthal on Grayson Albers, sending it back.
Trent's blocking has really improved. I think playing a lot of volleyball this last summer at the international level really has made a big difference in his form, his technique, his ability to read attackers.
It's his 13th solo block of the season. That is tops on the team. And you're right, that has been an area of focus for him. He's got all of the innate tools, right? I mean, he's got the big old hands, he's got the size, the frame, but he has certainly worked on the fundamentals and the technique, and the proof is in the statistical pudding.
A little halftime show with Hassan, his head bumping there. Might have been some blood, I think.
Yeah, looks like that's what they're tending to. They're also putting a bit more wrapping on the lower leg of Noah Doffner. You may have already noticed the left leg sleeve on setter Owen Doffner. He got up a little gimpy after a couple of sequences last night. And now it looks like they have wiped up all of whatever needed to be wiped up off of the Terraflex. Look at Noah. 6'7" freshman from Stevenson Ranch, California. He attended West Ranch High School. His older brother Owen attended Hart High School, so they went kind of different routes through the prep ranks.
And kind of interesting the way they chose to go to different places, one public school, one private school, and to reach their own.
So those particular choices just more or less fit their different personalities.
Exactly. Theo Edwards was telling me before the game that when Owen Doffner took that sliding, diving play into the score table, it really banged up his knee. There was some metal under there. There's a metal clip under there that he hit on his patella, and it was very painful. Hence, he has that long sleeve on his left knee right now as we speak.
Yeah, Theo Edwards thinking, what else,
what else
could possibly happen to this team's physical health this season? 14 serving 6. Good pass there by Lucas. Middle set, and that one is pushed down by Grayson Albers, 6'7" redshirt freshman from Sacramento, California. A two-time Big West Conference Freshman of the Week. I mean, among the many injuries, I mean, a litany of injuries, but maybe the biggest blow was suffered in the fall before the season even started, and that was their All-Big West first-teamer and All-American honorable mention middle, Stilian Delibosov. A roll shot by Rohr, it got blocked back, so Louis goes back to Rohr, off the hands, and we're going to have a net violation against the Matadors. So Hawaii gets the point. They get to 15 first in the first. And they have come sprinting out of the gate here on senior night of 15-7.
Cannot quite get their offense going. They're siding out at a 40% rate. Hawaii siding out at an 85% rate.
How about 6 blocks already for Hawaii here in this first set? I mean,
that's incredible.
Unbelievable.
They average like just a couple blocks a set. They've already tripled their output so far. Crazy.
Here's Jordan Lucas with the jump serve. Good pass there by Greenwich. Middle set. Oh, Justin Todd. He went up a couple extra floors that time. Just pounded it.
He's got that left thumb wrapped up there pretty hard with a metal casing in there. It doesn't seem to be bothering him at all.
Had 6 kills on 9 swings, 1 error, hit .556 last night. D set, here's Phillips, got blocked back, and it'll end up being a roof for Hawaii. Jalen Phillips being bottled up a little bit here early. Part of it is the tough serving by Hawaii, but last night, fairly pedestrian numbers, certainly by his incredible standards. 10 kills, 28 swings, hit 143. We have seen some times in this matchup where Jalen Phillips has been unstoppable. So it is noteworthy that to this point, he hasn't really been able to find that same kind of rhythm. Was pretty hot early in the match last night, but that didn't last very long.
Yeah, he had 5 kills in that first set, looked very sharp, but then the rest of the match really struggled.
Back-to-back service errors gives it right back to the Bows, and they have the Matadors doubled up here. 18 serving 9.
Part of that Phillips struggling, by the way, was the fact that I think the Hawaii coaches in the scouting report told all blockers, by the way, pay attention to this guy, #1. And that's exactly what they did.
I mean, he averages 3.9 kills per set. He's now 7th coming into this match in career kills at CSUN. And there's an ace by Justin Todd.
Okay, it says 57 on the radar gun. No way that was 57. That was at least 67 miles per hour.
Hawaii had 8 service aces in the match last night. They have 3 here in this opening frame. Middle set. Oh, and that is blasted by Shane Nem.
Perfect pass by Avila that time to allow Doffner to run that quick attack. And man, he gets up. He can go over any block pretty much.
Here's Owen Doffner, team leader in aces. And that's in. Finds that deep corner. Right on cue, his 20th ace of the season. So not only as their starting setter is he the leader in assists, but also aces. Up there in digs, and also the team leader in blocks this year. 11 serving 19. Okanoko handled that one. Back set, it's Wade. Cross court and down. And yes, Kainoa Wade for the second straight night getting the start at the opposite position in place of Christian Tatrisky. Charlie Wade saying after the match last night, it's a little bit of a load management strategy as they will have several days off and an extra one because of the bye straight into the semifinals to kind of rest some legs, rest some other body parts, so to speak, guys who have been swinging a lot here in recent weeks. D set, here's Wade again, cross court. And there's another kill for Kainoa Wade. And to Kainoa his first start in a long time last night, and he brought it to the tune of 10 kills, hit .421, and how about 6 digs as well?
Yeah, I asked him before the game, how did Philip, and he said, you know what, I had fresh legs and a fresh arm. I haven't played in a long time.
Yeah. High ball set goes to Phillips, and he's blocked and roofed again. They are keyed in on Jalen Phillips right now.
As they should be. He's a national team caliber player. Why he's paying a lot of attention to him. We got 3 blockers up. 6 hands across. No net violation, just good press over.
There's a serve by Wade, goes into the net. You don't expect these numbers to last very long, but right now, Jalen Phillips, no kills, 3 errors on 5 swings. He's hitting nego .600.
That's not Jalen-like at all.
12 serving 22, down the line it goes. Passed by Sakanoko, D-set Wade. Oh, there was no blocker in sight yet. Jordan Lucas, who was late on the scene, and Wade explodes on it for his 3rd kill, and Hawaii closing in here in the first. Man.
I did not expect this to be such a runaway in set number 1.
23 serving 12. Here's Louis. Throws it to the deep corner. Phillips from the opposite side. Good save there by Wade. Rosenthal shoots it out to War cross court, but wide. And there was a little bit of a notion towards Charlie Wade perhaps to issue a challenge, at least from the players, but looking up at the scoreboard, Charlie thinking it's probably not necessary, dare we say.
He's already lost one challenge.
No need to risk another one here. Bump set goes to War, trying to poke it off the block. It stays in. On 2, Sakanoko is roofed. And that's Jordan Lucas who got most of that one.
He loves to hit that ball on 2. CSUN not fooled at all. 2 blockers up.
Joao Fabralin also got a good chunk of that. Overpass. Lucas couldn't get it down, but a net violation called against Hawaii, so CSUN gets the point. They've scored 3 in a row. Jordan Lucas, who seen his celebrity explode here in recent weeks. As that serve goes into the net. One of the most viewed volleyball highlight reels in the world right now. Over 50 million views of a sizzle reel of some of his highlights that has made the rounds on social media. And he has ties to Hawaii. Dad played at the University of Hawaii. Mom is from Aiea. So pretty cool to see him in this building amid all of that recent fanfare. Here is Kai Taylor to serve. On Aloha ball in set 1. Overpass War! Bounces it off with a Terraflex. And talk about a punctuation mark. Raising the roof here on senior night for the men's volleyball team. Here's Jordan Lucas serving to get things started in the second. D-set, it's Wade. Man, I know Wade is dialed right now.
His arm looks so live right now, as if he hasn't hit a ball in months, which he hasn't. So, and he's jumping well. Legs look good.
Still 5th in the NCAA in hitting percentage, despite the fact that he wasn't used primarily as a pin hitter for much of this regular season. We're going to have a net violation against Hawaii, so CSUN gets the point. What can that do for Hawaii, right? I mean, you want to have, obviously, the ability to have to put your best foot forward going into the postseason. You want to kind of have certainly a definitive idea of what your rotation is. You want all that stuff to be locked in. As Adrian Rohr goes straight down to the floor. Another guy who is choosing violence here tonight offensively. But what can it mean for Hawaii going into the postseason in this strategy being applied by Charlie Wade on the last weekend of the regular season? Is like, let's get some guys out there. Let's consider the maintenance aspect of this and try to freshen people up as much as possible.
I totally agree. And if Ben Kearney were in the building, he'd be playing too. So I think the strategy by Charlie Wade is absolutely spot on as far as resting certain players, doing some load management, because the games that are really important for the NC2A bid next week is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we'll be bringing it.
Yeah, that's right. We will bring the Big West Conference Championships to you in its entirety here on Spectrum Sports next week in Irvine. The other thing that it does, C-Mac, is now Charlie is able to get some engine revving going for some guys that he might have to turn to, like a Kainoa Wade or a Finn Kearney, who, like you said, is out sick tonight, but got a little bit of action last night. Oh, what a layout second touch there by Rosenthal. Middle set, dug up by Rohr. Long chase for Todd. He's able to keep it in play. Rosenthal sends it over. Free chance here for the Matadors. They go right side, and that is hit out by Joao Avila, who switches from libero to pin hitter. And he had been an outside hitter for most of this season, just recently taking over as the primary libero, but he hits it out, and that play set up by some fantastic effort from behind the end line by Hawaii.
Tread's best play in the back row all year, in my opinion. I thought it was like a libero running after the ball. He made such an athletic move.
You can add Ofek Hazan to that list of guys who, I mean, he's just one of those you can always put out there. He's steady Eddie, but you get him some of these reps, you may have to turn to him. You're not sure exactly what the help is going to be of Travell Jordan, who kind of tweaked that knee last week in San Diego. So it just sort of feels like Charlie Wade is monitoring all that, and he just wants to make sure he has all of his options readily available. That's a great serve there by Avila.
Yeah, it really was. Painting the line.
So 4 serving 4, much better start here in set 2 for CSUN. Rosenthal chases it down, bump set, close to the net, and Luis Akanoko wins the joust. And he flashes a little smile through the net at Jalen Phillips.
I believe they played against each other internationally. Look at Louis just pushing it over. Started on his side and ended up on CSUN's side.
There's Lucas, blocked in a row. Hazan waving the finger, jumping up next to Tread Rosenthal. And Hawaii continues with the block party here tonight.
Ofek is so quick laterally. It's rare that he will leave a seam open for a hitter.
Hawaii had 8.5 blocks in that first frame as Wade sends it out. 5 serving 6 here coming up for the Matadors. See the service numbers for Kainoa Wade.
Third air. Not a good sign for him to be serving that many balls out.
Good save there by Doffner, diving style. Avila sets up Phillips. He tried to push it past the block, but it came back onto the CSUN side. Here's Lucas, blocked, but it goes out. He gets the kill. And that's his second kill of this match. Lucas last night, 6 kills on 18 swings. Had 5 errors. He hit .056. But it was just a couple of matches ago that he had one of his better outings. 8 kills on 11 attempts, just 1 error, hit .636. That was against UC Irvine.
Yeah, that's got to be concerned for Hawaii. Either Phillips or all the pin hitters for CSUN get going. It's going to be a competitive battle.
Oh, how about the little tip there by Jalen Phillips? And that's how he gets his first kill of the match.
We're used to seeing the heaters coming from him.
Yeah, I don't think anybody in the building was expecting that. Phillips on the serve. Outside Rohr. He is hammering the volleyball tonight, C-Mac. That's his 5th foot down.
And how about the pass from Q, Quentin Greenwich? Again, perfect.
Great sign for Adrian Rohr. Offensively has gone through it a little bit in recent weeks. Last night had 9 kills at .312. It was just his 3rd match in his last 9 where he hit over 200. Almost got a roof there, but it goes off of his forearms and out. And Phillips gets the kill. But how encouraging was that, you think, for Adrian Rohr to have that kind of offensive performance last night? And certainly it seems like that has helped to propel him in his start tonight.
Not only encouraging for Adrian, but how about Charlie Wade? How do you think he feels now that Adrian has broken his midseason slump?
D said that's way down the line. That was emphatic.
Getting the set from his old buddy Tread. The two of them played a lot of volleyball in the summers for USA Volleyball. And there's a perfect delivery from Tread to Kainoa.
5 kills, no errors so far for Kainoa Wade. He's hitting 7-14. Middle set, scrapes the block. Look at Louis chasing down that second touch. Advantage Matadors. Doffner going D-set. Phillips cross court. And too hot to handle there for Rosenthal.
Great finish by Phillips that time, but how about the one-hander blind back set by Louis to make the save, keep the rally going.
And that's a little more like the vintage Jalen Phillips swing that we have gotten so used to in his career. As Boaz Serson from Israel, you mentioned long-standing relationship with Ofek Hazan. They served in the Israeli military together. Right side, here's War. Oh, he tried to go wrist away down the line, but he just missed it. And this is the first time that CSUN has led here tonight. We've had 7 ties in this second frame.
Is there more blood on the floor?
Stoppage in the action. I'm wondering if Louis Sakanoko is getting looked at. He was somewhat
this is the same hip.
Yeah.
This is the same hip that bothered him weeks ago when he was the last homestand.
And so Roman Payne, maybe the largest frame on this roster, goes and covers things up as they are forced to work pretty high up on the outside thigh there. Of Louis Sakanoko. You're right. We saw that floor burn was pretty nasty a bunch of weeks back. And when he was chasing down that ball just a few moments ago, slid along that hip again.
I believe his uniform from last night is still the highest bid in the auction.
That's right, the special edition military-inspired jerseys that they wore last night. If you go to HawaiiAthletics.com, it'll lead you where to. Oh my gosh. Justin Todd destroys that set. And we're seeing some of the harder hit balls this season from this Hawaii team. But just to finish the thought on the auction, you go to HawaiiAthletics.com and they'll take you there, how you can bid on those jerseys.
But talking about hard hits, certainly Adrian Rohr hitting hard right now. Kainoa Wade hitting hard, and you saw Justin Todd just then. I think that a lot of this is a result of them tapering just right. They're only running 90-minute practices, sometimes 75-minute practices. And so Charlie is not wearing them down here late in the season. He knows how much wear and tear they've already had. The other thing I liked about that last set was the pass was the 8 or 9, 10-foot line. The defense is not expecting the ball to be set to the middle. Tread Rosenthal fires in the middle anyway.
11 serving 10. Here's Owen Doffner on the serve. Rosenthal going outside. Louis up the ladder and down the chute. Yeah, there's just something in the air. We're seeing a little extra bounce here from these guys. And certainly more authority in these swings.
We'll talk about the extra bounce, too. Extra fans.
That'll do it, right?
It does it to them. I'm telling you, they love these fans. They do not want to disappoint them.
Is it the Vlad Kuber effect, possibly?
And there's the Vlad Kuber effect. Absolutely.
Cross-court bump set. Here's Phillips. 3 blockers, and he goes over the top. OTT that time.
He got either on an elevator or a ladder. I'm not sure which, but he went well over the top there. Let's take a look at it. Here's the back bump set from...
They were geared up for him. It didn't matter. Here's Wade goes through the block and down. And so we are inching along here at this middle stage of the second frame. Hawaii hitting .636 right now in set 2. CSUN not doing too bad either, .308. Doffner going backside. Here's Phillips. One-handed save back over the net by War. Oh, the pass tight to the net. One-handed set. Pinballed around on the Hawaii side. From behind the line, it's Wade. He gets blocked, gets his own cover. Rosenthal on 2, tries to swing. CSUN going right side. Here's Phillips again. Pushes it off the block and wide. They're going to say that it did not touch the hands. It's a point for Hawaii at the moment, but I think Theo Edwards is going to challenge that there was a touch.
No touch.
See if we can see it. This should be a pretty good angle right here.
Huh. It's hard to tell from there. It doesn't look like it.
It looks like by the time it got past the block, Phillips was still touching it. So even if it did touch a piece of Sakanoko's hand, I think Phillips is still the last one to touch it out.
Yeah, I would agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, Big West Championship coach for men's basketball, Iran.
It looked like a changed angle right there.
Again, from that side angle, though, it looked like you could see, even as the ball was passing the block, that Phillips was still in contact with it. So it just kind of depends on what Dixon Chun sees, what he emphasizes here, which angles he feels tell the best story.
And he has different angles than we do.
He has a few extra. That's right. And middle of set 2, all things considered, a pretty significant challenge. Right now it's 13-12 in favor of Hawaii. What's CSUN doing better here in this set 2? Why are we seeing a little bit more competitiveness here in the second?
Yeah, for sure. Jalen Phillips has started to really ramp it up. And when he gets going, he is a tough guy to stop. I think they're playing a little bit better defense. They're blocking better. They're doing a little bit of everything better. Especially Phillips getting going has made a big, big difference. Phillips now has 4 kills, 4 errors, hitting 0-0-0. And that's because he had that slow start in set number 1.
Oh, to be a fly on the net there and see what those guys were chatting about. Oh, they're going to say that it was off Louis Sakanoko.
And I think Louis knew it, too. You had a little smile there afterwards. It's like, he didn't get away with that one.
So they end up flipping it. And it is 13 serving 12 in favor of CSUN. Would have loved to have heard what the convo was, though, between Jalen Phillips and Louis Sakanoko there. They were laughing it up and chatting it up.
Yeah.
And that serve goes wide. The Hawaii players will call it athletic justice. We're tied at 13. And it's Louis back there. 6'5" junior from Paris, France. Oh, what a cutty. An absolutely dirty serve that time by Louis Sakanoko. That had all kinds of sauce on it.
He told me that last night, because the radar was broken, he said he was hitting it 81 miles an hour. And that one there was about 25, but still an ace.
That was his second ace of the night. Doffner goes middle, and Pavlin misses wide. Tried to cut it to the far side instead. Translating in pidgin English. But interesting to see the different ways people will consume the kombucha nachos, because we see fingers being used. We see, and this is a Hawaii thing, chopsticks being used all around the arena as well.
That's right. How about the hit percentage at 15 points? Hawaii hitting 538 to CSUN's 235. And yet we're in a tough, tight game here.
Lucas tips it. Wade with the save. So flat-footed, Rosenthal goes to roar. He gets smothered, but it's kept alive by Hawaii. Oh, and then Louis just put up some nectar there, and Doffner did the honors. We're tied at 15. Well, Louis was thinking, I'm going to try to just two-hand pass it to the setter, force them to kind of scramble, but he didn't put it deep enough.
Great play by Doffner, very alert. He's gonna be a really, really good setter, I think.
Yeah, just a sophomore still. Redshirt sophomore. Was a Big West Conference setter of the week back in January. Block slowed Ward down. Quick reset here for Jordan Lucas. He gets blocked. Doffner again, the deep push dink. Saved by Wade. D-set goes to Wade, but he had the flat foot two-hand pass it over. D-set, here's Phillips.
Kill number 6 in this set for Phillips.
He has come alive.
He averages about 4.5 kills per set. He already surpassed that with 6. And we're just halfway through the set.
We said they weren't going to keep him down for long. He was hitting negative 600 at one point. Now he's up to 267 with the 7 kills. And that completely changes the dynamic here of this match. CSUN leading again here in set 2. 16 serving 15. Jalen Phillips, the 6'5" redshirt junior from Anaheim, California. 16th Matador in history to surpass 1,000 career kills. We're going to have a rotation violation here against the Matadors. And this is going to spark a convo between Theo Edwards and the officials.
You don't see this very often by the serving team. You see it more by the receiving team. But obviously, somebody was way out of rotation for that to be called.
So that gives a freebie to Hawaii. In a big spot here in this second set as well. We're tied at 16. Jump float there by Ofek. Good reaction by Wade. Joust above the tape. Played off the net by Rosenthal. War just gets it over the net. We play on. Quick reset. Here's Lucas. His roll shot. Diving save Wade. Sakanoko will have to two-hand it over. Big advantage here for the Matadors. Doffner. D-set Phillips. There was no blocker in sight. It was hitting lines for Jalen Phillips. And he did the thing.
Wow. Credit CSUN for hanging in there on that rally. Great back set from Doffner. Phillips just destroys it.
So Hawaii again trailing. Middle set, Todd's locked. Sakanoko with the back set to War. One hand save Karnizis. Free ball coming over Hawaii with the advantage. Rosenthal goes over on 2, but he misses the floor. And the Matadors go up 2 here. And we're starting to see some Matador defense here in this second set. And not the kind that you might think of when you hear the term. Oh, no defending that. Adrian Rohr clobbering it.
Almost as if he said, okay, guys, enough is enough. I'm going to get this next point for us. We need to turn things around because Matador defense, as you said, is really playing well right now.
17 serving 18. 6 kills for War. Rosenthal hits it out. And you look at the body languages right now, and it's the Matadors that have a little pep in their step at the moment. Hawaii seemingly coming down a notch from that energy high that they had throughout that first set. Backside set, it's War. And he's still looking pretty energetic on his swing. 7th kill for him. He leads all Hawaii hitters. 52-63, and now back there to serve. Pass there by Lucas. Here's Phillips again down the line. Greenwich with the up. Rosenthal out to Sakanoko, and the timing was off. It was not a traditional approach there for Louis, and he hits it out. Not sure what happened there.
I think Louis thought it was going to be a faster set to the outside. Instead, Tread put a little more air under the ball, and Louis got there too early.
And now Malcolm King enters into the match. Did not play last night. 4th year with CSUN. Redshirt junior from Long Beach, California. Doffner serves it into the twine. He did Hawaii a solid there. And now both teams about to turn down that final pole here in the second. Kai Taylor. Again, Finn Kearney out sick tonight. He would otherwise likely be a service sub in this position. It's Kai Taylor. And he serves it into the net.
Guy trying way too hard then to identify which player he's going to hit. So he went up, tossed it up a little bit high, and then turned it, tried to serve it down the line, and been better off just getting it in.
Here's Avila on the serve. It is a nasty one. It's an ace. That's another area that CSUN tonight, 8 kills, all coming in this second frame. Hawaii down 3. Opek Hazan gets slowed down by the block. Doffner going against the grain. Here's Phillips. There he is again. And he is in his bag. And Owen Doffner is putting up some nectar. And it has become the Jalen Phillips show. 9 kills in set 2.
Hawaii's got to really be careful with this Northridge team. Remember the last couple of years, they've split the series with Northridge.
Avila on the serve. Another good serve. Pulls Rosenthal off the net. He's going to go D-set to Wade. And this will end up in the seats to the near side. Much needed point for Hawaii, and Kainoa Wade retreating back behind the service line. So right now, CSUN out hitting Hawaii just narrowly, 321 to 320. Hawaii was actually below 300 prior to that kill by Wade in this second set. Doffner. Here's Phillips again. Goes off of Sakanoko and out. And credit the passing of the Matadors. They have served tougher. They're getting a whole lot more touches at the net. I mean, they have just cleaned things up here in the second set, and they're now serving for set 2.
This is going just like James Anastasiadis said in the pregame. He said, watch out for Coach Theo. He always comes up with something.
Pass by War. Outside, here's Louis, the tip. Well read there by Doffner. So Avila, a little deep dish set, but it goes to Phillips. He's blocked back, gets his own cover. Doffner goes right back to Phillips. That gets blocked. And now on the other side, it's Lucas off of 1 foot, sends it out. It'll remain Aloha ball, but Hawaii gets the point, and Louis will retreat back to serve.
Back in for the Matadors, number 9, Shane Head. Number 23, Grayson Albums. Hawaii server, Louis Sakanoko.
And its entirety, we're very proud to be able to do that. Sakanoko forces a pass tight to the net. It's put down by Favarim. And Hawaii still, as you saw, with the advantage in overall hitting percentage. But what did CSUN do, you think, in that second set to just change the vibe in this building?
Well, one thing they did, they moved Joel Avila to an outside hitter. So now he's passing along with another libero, Carnesis, and I think that gives him a better passing in the back row.
Yeah, they definitely were receiving these Hawaii serves better in that second set. Allowed them to feed Jalen Phillips a lot more. Here's Avila with the little hop, skip, jump approach. Wade will get a swing out of it. Guarding the back line was Jordan Lucas. High ball set. Here's Phillips against a triple block dug up by Sakanoko. Roar. Able to blast it down in front of the save attempt by Lucas. And Adrian Roar, who has had a strong offensive performance so far, gets his 8th kill.
And Roar at 6'7", trying to take advantage of going over the 6'1" Avila on the outside there. I suspect that Ted Rosenthal is going to try to exploit that. When Avila's in the front row, he is the smallest blocker out there for CSUN.
12th service error for Hawaii. So some of that sharpness from the service line that we saw last night hasn't really carried over consistently here tonight, but Avila serves it into the string himself. Set 3 just underway. The Matadors seeking still their first victory in Big West play. It won't affect seeding regardless of the outcome here. Hawaii can claim an outright Big West regular season title. As again, that high point of contact, Shane Nem getting way up there. He's a senior. Spent a couple of years at Long Beach City College before heading over to Northridge.
Say, between Nem and Phillips, those two guys get up like pogo sticks, touching over 12 feet.
We got some high flyers. Tied at 2. And Roar from the back row. Give him 9 kills.
Speaking of high flyers, the Frenchman's got it going on, and he continues to break out of his midseason slump.
And even with some of the offensive struggles in recent weeks, what he does outside of that, what he brings to the table defensively from the service line, serve receive, is part of the reason Charlie continued to stick with him through some of those enduring matches. And right now he's sticking with his son Kainoa, getting a couple of starts here in this final weekend of the regular season, and it's paying off statistically. Kainoa Wade now with 8 kills, yet to commit an error.
He continues to play high percentage volleyball.
Justin Todd. And it's an ace. Karnezis dove after it, but it just tickled the net, and that changed the angle just a bit, and this was pretty wild.
I think had it not hit the cable, and Karnezis would have gotten it, but that was really difficult.
So Justin Todd with his second service ace. 27 aces on the year for Justin Todd.
I think he brings the heater here.
And it's an ace. 68 miles an hour on the registry. And Justin Todd. Irvine. And flying back to the continent after this match, having logged a victory before the end of the regular season. Oh, what a serve by Todd. That was 72 miles an hour on the gun. From off the net, it's Lucas. Dug up by Todd. Back set, it's Wade. Grazes the block, and Hawaii has it rolling again here, C-Mac, to start this third frame.
This looks like first set Hawaii, not second set Hawaii.
They've scored 5 in a row. All about the tones being set at the beginning of these frames. You had Vlad Kuber just lifting the energy of the building, and here's Justin Todd doing it from the service line here in the third. Phillips, tough angle, sniffed out by Roar. Backside set, and it is a slam dunk by Kainoa Wade.
Kainoa saw the open seam. He wasn't about to get solo blocks, so he just goes inside that blocker, Lucas, and taps it straight down. Easy play for Kai.
10th kill for Kainoa Wade, so back-to-back 10-kill nights for him. That one rattles the cage, diving past Avila. Middle set, Favarin gets it past Opek Hazan and Kainoa Wade. So that ends a strong service run there for Justin Todd, and he hears it from some of the fans as he makes his way back to the bench.
Got a dig in there, too, as long as with his great serving.
Jalen Phillips. 13 service aces for him on the year. Roar handles that one. He gets the set from the back row, and oh, what a layout save by Avila. Second touch, Phillips. Lucas sends it over, but it was outside the antenna. And so Hawaii will get the point. That was a heck of a save by Joao Avila.
I love the way Kerwin Stenstrom, the linesman, left his linesman spot and got a good angle on where that ball was going to be crossing over the antenna. Did a nice job.
So 9 serving 3. Here's Wade. That one tickles the tape. They go D-set. It's Phillips. He hits it out. An outside chance, depending on how things play out, certainly next week in Irvine, that Hawaii may have an opportunity to host in the NCAA tournament on one of the regional sites. Hazan caught the sweet spot there, and Hawaii gets the point.
So what do you think the odds of the hosting are? Come on, your honest opinion. What are the odds?
Hey, look, Hawaii has a long-established history of disappointment when it comes to those kinds of determinations, especially as it pertains to when the NCAA is making those determinations.
Yeah.
And so I would probably not be on the side of being overly confident that kind of thing can happen. Although if they win out, especially through next week, I mean, you're forcing the hand as much as you can. And if Hawaii doesn't do enough by then to prove that they deserve to host, then exactly what would the scenario be where they would host?
If the committee were watching tonight and seeing the spectacle, I don't think they'd have to worry about cost and use cost as an example of, we can't send them there because it's too expensive and they'll only get 1,000 people. Not to be. This is, in many places, we call it the Mecca. That was not Mecca right.
No. Hawaii doing what it can right now to keep CSUN afloat. That's 3 straight service errors. Six serving 12, and Doffner serves it. So CSUN doing some serving miscues on its side as well.
The other thing, Kanoa, is that Theo Edwards has run out of timeouts. He's used 2 in the first 10 points. There'll be another mini timeout, the media timeout at 15, but other than that, he has no other way to slow the game down.
And Hawaii can't serve it over the net right now.
Is the net 9 feet now? We don't know. Is it 9 feet?
Did they raise it? Did they raise it between sets 2 and 3?
I think they did.
That's 15 service errors for Hawaii. Rosenthal going to go back row. And Louis smashes it. That was a Sakanoko nuke.
Louis is overdue. He's only got 5 kills and 10 tries. Not a Louis-like performance so far as far as attacking goes.
Overpass. And that one is dumped into the net by Nem. It was a nifty one-handed set by...
The way, he has no way to slow things down. Hawaii hitting 727 in that set. Monster number.
Backside, it is Phillips. And he's able to go through the Hawaii resistance and down. You know, it was pretty unreal. You know, you talk about some of the criteria for the selection committee when it comes to tournament placement, when it comes to, I would imagine, the selection of the regional sites. And Hawaii, despite the loss last week on night 2 against UC San Diego, coming into this week, they were the #1 team in RPI and KPI, and that's a big measurement, right? Strength of schedule, all of that stuff that is thrown into the formula. Bump set, here's Lucas, 3 blockers up, and they eclipse the sun. That was 6 Rainbow Warrior hands across. Not a lot of space for Jordan Lucas.
Jordan Lucas has got really nowhere to go here, except maybe try to tip over the block, but that's his 5th error. He's hitting negative right now.
So I guess the point becomes, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, and obviously a lot depends on how next week plays out, but if Hawaii is in position where it is one of the top 2 teams in the RPI, and you have what you're describing, the atmosphere here, and their Big West regular season and tournament champions, like, if not this year, then when?
Yeah, exactly.
As far as being a host site. Outside, and that is hit long. Was there a touch? No touch. So Jordan Lucas right now, he's hitting in the negatives. He has 2 kills and 6 errors. Also has a handful of digs and a block.
This is the best passing threesome I think they've got so far now. That's why they've been competing better. They've got Carnesis and Avila right there. Good pass by Avila right there. Wow.
That was 71 miles an hour. Phillips levitating. Sakanoko able to keep it on the Hawaii side. Just sent over by Todd. Here's Phillips again. Pushes it through the block and down.
What a battle at the net between Louis Sakamoto and Phillips.
Yeah, they've been meeting at the apex throughout this match here this evening. Look how high up off the floor Jalen Phillips is. Good pass there by War. Sakanoko, the roll shot. Bavarim kept it up. Here's Lucas off the block. Bavarim again with the save. Phillips back bump set to Doffner. Little roll reversal there. Now War gonna set up Wade, and he is blocked and roofed. Doffner next to Favarim.
That was one really good block by Doffner. He goes out and chases out to the line. Favarim does a nice job of closing the block.
And that was the first hitting error of the night for Kainoa Wade. Greenwich playing what was close to maybe being an out ball. Bump set, Sakanoko through the block. Phillips playing some defense here. Lucas, the roll shot snipped out by Tread. So War setting up Louis. Greenwich had to cover the block. Backside, it's Wade. And the miniature approach still works for Kainoa Wade. After his first hitting error, he gets right back to the smoke show.
He didn't get all the way backed up to get a full approach, as you said. It's just like basically a step close for him, then snap it inside. Great shot.
Hawaii hitting .471 here in set 3. But the serving has been an issue here in the third.
Kainoa Wade's 4th service error.
And the 16th overall for Hawaii. And now Jordan Lucas, 6'3" redshirt junior from Hacienda Heights, California. Sakanoko rising high that time. Took the elevator an extra floor up that time.
Hazan goes up and temporarily holds the middle blocker there. You see Favarim went up with Hazan.
D-set, here's Phillips. Oh, some high cheddar in the direction of Louis Sakanoko.
That was a shot he just took.
That's a sign of a pretty great talent, right? Jalen Phillips got off to a woeful start here this evening.
Exactly.
Didn't have a kill in the entire first set. He was hitting -600 at one stage. And you look at his numbers now, Jalen Phillips has 13 kills, hitting .321. What does that tell you about him?
It tells me he's a national team caliber, which he has been. Played with the national team in the Final Six in North Seca this summer, and with Kainoa Wade, by the way.
Yeah. Here he is again. That goes off the chest of Ofek Hazan and back over the net. Outside, it's Avila. Look at Hazan way out. What are they going to say? He crossed over. And it is a point for CSUN. Got to love the effort by both Kainoa Wade and Ofek Hazan, though, on that rally.
Floor wipers out, getting a workout here.
Yeah. Some sweaty bodies out there, and they're all hitting the deck. 13 serving 20. There's Owen Doffner. Pass by Greenwich, puts it on the money. Back row. Sakanoko chooses violence.
Louis. My goodness.
Hangs that one in the Louvre.
No wonder people want to have his uniform, and they'll pay anything to have it.
21 serving 13. Phillips, two-hand save there. Greenwich back row. It's Louis again. Long run, Lucas. What a layout save. And the bump back over the net. This crowd is loving the effort. Outside, War says save that.
Wow. What a run by Lucas. I never thought he'd get there. He was going into the visitor's tunnel to get this. Look at this. Look at this effort. Lays it out, gives up his body for the team, but Adrian Rohr has the last say.
12 kills for Adrian Rohr. He's hitting .417.
He's French. You're toast.
See some way out of system This is going to wind up above the tape, and it falls down on the CSUN side. And Hawaii has built out a 10-point advantage, 23 serving 13. Again, no timeouts remaining for Theo Edwards. He just has to let this thing play out. And Charlie Wade certainly at this point not trying to stop the flow.
No.
Another service error for Hawaii.
Number 5 for Tread.
And number 17 overall.
That's more than Charlie would like from the team or from Tread.
There's Avila. And that's an ace. It was called in. Charlie Wade standing right next to the line judge. He made the opposite signal, and he doesn't waste any time. He goes over there and challenges the in-out call.
I'm not sure I would use a challenge on this with a 10-point lead. A 9-point lead, and then, yeah, we'll see.
I mean,
well, the only reason I say it's okay is because he was standing right on the line.
Yeah, he must be pretty sure of himself.
Yeah,
standing right there. And it was interesting, kind of the imagery of seeing Hunter Heleniak, the line judge, make the in call, and then Charlie Wade standing next to him making the out call. But does that graze the line?
All it has to do is catch any piece of it. 1% of the line is 99% out. It's still good.
That's right. That's been a pretty fascinating aspect of Major League Baseball this season, right?
That's right.
ABS challenge system, and they have the technology to immediately, once there's a challenge, just put that K zone up there, and down to the smallest iota, they are able to determine if it hit the strike zone or not. That would come in handy right now, I think.
Yeah. Actually, internationally, they have it. International volleyball, they have it that way, and it's, they don't even need linesmen. They don't have linesmen internationally.
Well, you always talk about because the technology in some of the international leagues and at the highest of international levels, because it's so good, players just end up kind of admitting if they made a touch, or because they just feel like it's just a waste of time. They're going to figure it out anyway because the technology is so good, so let's just keep playing.
See, the other thing that happens when you challenge here is it takes so long, it slows down momentum.
Well, he was right, at least according to Dixon Chun. So Charlie Wade,
good call,
puts Hawaii at aloha ball. Charlie holding his hands up to indicate just how far beyond the end line the ball was. He may be exaggerating just a little bit. He was sort of holding it maybe like 8 inches apart. A little closer than that. But aloha ball nonetheless here for Hawaii. 24 serving 14. Doffner tries to set up Phillip. War on 2, goes off the hands and down. And with his 13th.
Two matches in a row very often. Second of all, they came back from that loss at San Diego, and they really wanted to give the fans their money's worth last night. And that's why I think they played so hard.
So set 4 underway. Hawaii 1-set victory away from claiming the Big West regular season title all to itself. And they get started with a Justin Todd kill to the deep corner. That's his 5th kill.
Only 2 sets went to the middle that last set. Only 2. I expect the middle will get set a little more often in set number 4.
Good stat line for Justin Todd. Fred Rosenthal sends it across. High ball set goes outside to Avila. Skips off the hands. Saved by War. Backside set. Wade goes off the block and out, and Hawaii notches the first 2 points of set 4. But Justin Todd, 5 kills and 444. How about 3 aces, 3 digs, and a handful of blocks?
He's filling up the stat line, isn't he?
Two serving 0. Here it comes from Rosenthal, and it's an ace. Fred Rosenthal with his first ace of the evening. That is his 32nd of the season. It is also his 111th career ace. And that puts him just 3 behind tying Rado Patapunov for 5th in career aces all time at Hawaii.
And this is a guy who only jump floated before he came to Hawaii. How about that?
Yeah, it wasn't even a jump spin server.
That's one of the most amazing numbers I thought I've seen from Tread, is that most kids have already been practicing their jump serve for ages. And Roosevelt says, oh, I better learn that my freshman year in college. Well, look what happened. Unbelievable.
Well, Adrian War having one of those nights, C-Mac. 14 kills, he's hitting .462. Just 2 errors.
Last set is 6 kills, no error.
And a missile from the service line. It's an ace. The 8th ace of the match for Hawaii. And for Adrian War, his 2nd of the night. They're in the 4th. Just absolute laser beams from Adrian War from the service line. Free pass here, and Hawaii goes middle, and it is Justin Todd. Stumbles to the floor after the fact, but he gets his 6th kill of the evening.
Nice to see the middle being set more in this set. I think it'll open things up for the outside hitters. And Luis Sakanoko can get back in the kill column.
6 serving 1. War took a little something off. Doffner trying to go over on 2, and he's successful. He is a very offensive-minded setter. He has had 4 matches this year where he has attempted 10 or more kills.
As he should. He's 6'7". He gets up there. He can tap it down pretty good.
Redshirted last year. Played in 61 sets the previous season. Of course, CSUN had Donovan Constable as their primary setter a year ago. A season where they won 18 games, lost to Irvine, though, in 5 in the Big West Conference tournament, which was held here.
And we'll be playing them again next weekend.
Rematch. Oh, and that one just misses long.
I don't think that one was out by very much.
You know, in real time, it can be tricky, but from our perspective, that was close. How about that pass by Greenwich? Back row War, he gets blocked and roofed. And that's Jordan Lucas getting a piece of it along with Shane Nem.
Adrian Rohr actually just brought his elbow down, just he hit it into the cable more than the block.
Rosenthal going to go backside. Here's Wade. A thin slice of red cross court. Kainoa Wade.
Kainoa Wade's showing he's got a wide fan. He can hit that cross-net gangle shot, and he can hit line, and he can hit area 6. He's got them all covered.
It's been a 2-headed offensive monster for Hawaii. 14 kills for Adrian War, 13 for Kainoa Wade. Both hitting for high percentages. They slow down Phillips there. High ball set. Frenchman to Frenchman, but the block slows down Sakanoko. Doffner backside again. It's Phillips. Hits it long. No touch up front. And Hawaii goes up 5, 9 serving 4.
A rare error from Phillips.
Skips off the net. Backside. Here's Phillips again. Dug up by War. That's a nice one. And then 2 guys jumping up for Hawaii. War from the back row goes off of the hands of the block. One hand save, Avila. Here's Phillips. The interior of the court, but 3 blockers up. And it was Ofek Hazan in the thick of things, denying access.
Notice that Hawaii's doing a much better job of getting at least two blockers up on Phillips every time. And the back row is playing in different positions as well to dig his over-the-top shots.
10 serving forward. Here it comes from Wade. Diving pass there by Karnizis, and then Lucas hits it into the net. It's now 4 straight points for Hawaii, and another timeout signaled by Theo Edwards. Yeah, that's she's always worn some pretty cool balloon hats. That one might take the cake.
She's an institution, I'll tell you. She's awesome.
Here's Phillips. Had to hop a couple of times. It was a little off rhythm. It wasn't a full runway lift-off approach. And it got gobbled up by that Hawaii block again. The Manoa Roofing Company. They have put together another very strong performance. Hawaii has scored the last 5. They're up 12-4.
11 blocks to 3. Hawaii dominating at the net. And as you said before, Theo Edwards out of timeouts again. He's used up both timeouts before we hit 11 points. We'll get one more slight respite at the media timeout at 15, but other than that, we'll have no way to slow the game down in the race to 25.
Oh, what a serve. They call it out. And so it's a CSUN point. That's another close one. Rosenthal goes middle. Ofek Hazan. That one is called in. And Ofek Hazan, we always talk about it, the stabilizer. Somewhat knowledgeable of artists and paintings, the maul stick.
That's right. There you go.
He just helps to steady the ship.
Louis, I think, was determined to put in another 81-mile-an-hour heater. Not to be that time.
Hawaii trying to close out this match. Notch win number 9 in the Big West and claim the Big West regular season title to themselves. Doffner, the jump set outside to his younger bro, who hits it wide. In fact, they called a net violation against the Matadors, and Hawaii gets the point. And Dixon Chun trying to explain the ruling to Theo Edwards. He's trying to figure out why they called that.
The two officials are talking to their earpieces to each other.
I think they're saying that Doffner crossed over there.
And he hit the net before the ball hit the ground. I think Theo was contending that the ball had already hit the ground.
They're going to challenge the net call, but was the call on the floor not an out ball anyway?
The music call is net ball CSUN. Matadors are challenging no net. Bring in the review.
We'll take a look at this.
I thought the ball was out as well.
It was the signal given, I believe, on the play. So if they're going to say that the ball was down, say, before any net violation, then it would have been ruled down and out. And it looks like there was definitely a net touch. I guess that's the only thing to figure out.
Yeah, pretty obvious. This should be a quick decision.
Well, these hitting numbers here in this 4th frame, striking. Hawaii hitting .455. Matadors right now, CSUN hitting negative .444.
Difference of 800 points. That's crazy.
Then you look at that set 2 and what has now become the outlier set of this match. It seemed like the Matadors made some key adjustments. The insertion of Chris Karnizis in at libero, putting Joao Avila back at a pin hitter position. It bolstered their serve receive. Did Hawaii make some adjustments to those adjustments since then? Because since then, this has looked a lot more like what we saw throughout last night and what we saw in set 1.
think the way they've adjusted is serving better, more consistently, and they're passing the ball better and playing better back row defense against the Phillips. Taking a lot of his over-the-top kills and turning instead of kills, Hawaii's turning them into digs. This should be a quick call.
So now they're also looking to see if the ball maybe touched Adrian Rohr there before the ball goes out.
But the net occurred before the ball hit Rohr.
The net should negate all of that anyway.
Exactly.
If that there was a net, which I think the video evidence would prove there was. This is one that is a bit of a head scratcher as to why we're going through such a long review at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have an answer here.
Well, we'll see.
Should be net violation. You called that about 5 minutes ago, didn't you? Without the usage of a whole lot of cameras.
Well, we have our cameras.
It's true.
Maybe he has more cameras, but we have our cameras. We got some of the best camera operators in the business. So it makes our job a lot easier. Allows us to look smart. Certainly are not.
Important to keep the serve in after the timeout. There's a long delay there.
14 serving 6 here in the fourth. And it's an ace. Goes right through the hands of Noah. The nation in attendance by miles, mind you. Sort of pitter-patter above the tape. Setup now goes to Lucas off of 1 foot. He's blocked and he's roofed. Been a tough night here for Jordan Lucas. That was his 19th attempt. He only has 2 kills to show for it and 8 hitting errors. He's hitting negative .316, so this Hawai'i resistance has really gotten the better of him, at least this time around.
About every other set now is going to Jalen Phillips. So Hawaii's defense, especially their blocking patterns, are pretty simple.
16 serving 6. Here's Phillips from behind the line. Hung in the air for a little while. So now Sakanoko sets up Wade, and he gets blocked and roofed. And a little vengeance there exacted by Jordan Lucas after he just got blocked. As he was jumping up next to Joao Favarin. And here is Lucas back to serve.
Lucas did a nice job moving out to the line where Kainoa often likes to go and took that away.
And he serves it long. So Hawaii back up 10. I look at Hawaii's service numbers, and it has been kind of a feast or famine type of scenario. 9 service aces, 21 errors. Good serve there by Rosenthal. Here's Phillips, the tip, and it will result in a kill. You look at these service errors, though, and you think about within the context of what will be in their next match, a semifinal matchup in the Big West Championships. Is Hawaii going to be able to get away in a match with a win if they serve like this next week in Irvine?
No.
Rohr. Well, if he plays like this, that can compensate for a whole lot. 15 kills, ties a season high.
And he's hitting for a good percentage as well. 400 on the night.
We are seeing the Adrian Rohr, who was a first-team ABCA All-American a year ago. Pass there by Lucas, and then a joust above the tape, stays on the Matador side. Doffner gets a swing. Looking like an Oppo right there. And he gets the kill.
Yeah, 6'7", good athlete. You know, Coach Theo was talking about what a pleasure it is to coach him. He, first guy in the gym, last one to leave. Takes care of business, mechanical engineering major.
Back row, it's Rohr. And give him a new season high. 16 kills, Adrian Rohr.
No way for the Matadors to slow this game down unless they're going to use up they might have one more challenge left.
Lachihu. That one almost got a piece of Kainoa Wade in the front row.
One of the things about missed serve, is that you're basically taking a good blocking formation up front out of the play. And not allowing them to score the point. Or a good defensive guys in the back, not allowing them to score the point. And here comes another standing ovation.
Well, he helped set the tone for this match. Vladimir Kuber, the lone senior. It has been his weekend. When he came in last night, the crowd went crazy. He got the start tonight, got introed, ran out the tunnel, got Hawaii off to a fantastic start in the match. And it's going to be a Hawaii point. I was going to say that it was a back row attacker. The ball was going over the net, and so another...
He pulled it back on his side.
Another great serve there by Vladimir Kuber, causing problems here. Just getting it in and forcing Seasun to try to deal with it as Phillips goes off the block and down.
Louis hurt again. Oh, hurting his pinky. He never complains about it. I'll tell you, it hurts time and again.
He's smiling, and that's hopefully an indication that he's okay, but he's also always smiling, so it's hard to tell.
That's true. Now, Rosenthal's getting a hit right now. He's going to be an outside hitter.
Set goes right side. It's Louis, and it's a kill. Give Vlad Kuber his 4th assist of the night.
He's having a career in one night.
It's the Vlad game. How do you think Tread Rosenthal feels on the left side, and Vlad decides to go against the grain there?
By the way, I just saw Rosenthal before that last serve. Rosenthal was telling Jalen Phillips, a good buddy of his on the Seasun side, hey, Jalen, I'm going over you this time. But he didn't get the set.
This is really cool. Great decision by Charlie Wade to give Vlad Kuber the start, get him back in here in the 4th set. This crowd is drinking it in, and Hawaii closing in.
Louis once again trying to be spectacular there, knowing he's got, an 11-point lead. Pretty safe, wouldn't you say?
23 service errors for Hawaii, though. Fielding that one was Hazan. They go outside. It's Rohr. The roll shot. Diving save, Lucas. Doffner, back row. Avila, the tip, finds the open floor. Well done there by Joel Avila, the 6'1" sophomore from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
And the smallest attacker on the floor gets the biggest kill right here. Knows where the open space is. He's got the volleyball IQ going. He played in the Brazilian national team.
And Theo Edwards calls him a special player. Has played all over the court for this Matador team. Backside, here's Tread. The center-to-center connection.
Looks like there's going to be they're saying the ball went out, I guess.
Yeah, Theo Edwards is going to challenge that it was an out ball. Dixon Chun will take a look at this.
What did you think? I thought it was out.
Oh. It looked, from our perspective, like it was going out. The line judge called it playing each other 3 times in the matter of
a week.
2 weeks, yeah.
No, a week.
A week.
If it's Irvine and Long Beach State, if they meet, it's going to be 3 times in a week.
The French connection. Is there a net violation anywhere in there? Doesn't appear as though there was. So we have now a verdict here from Dixon Chun, and they overturn the call.
It was the correct call. Good challenge.
So it is 14 serving 22. CSUN has scored for what it's worth the last 3. Phillips on the serve, and he rips it long. He went for it. And now it's 23 serving 14. And Ofek Hazan to send it across. Outside Lucas through the block and down. And so Jordan Lucas, just his 3rd kill of the evening. And he will retreat back to serve. Hasn't been his most efficient performance offensively here tonight, but has done a whole lot of other things out there for his Matador teammates. Back row, Louis, and he hits it into the net.
I thought for sure that ball was going to be sent back to his fellow setter, Trent Rosenthal. Instead, he goes to the hot hand, Adrian Rohr, who's hitting 400 on the night.
By Louis. Huber going to go outside. Here's Rohr. And he smokes one to give Hawaii Aloha ball. Adrian Rohr with a season-high performance, 17 kills. And Trent Rosenthal will serve for the match. Aloha ball for a Big West outright regular season title, and they got it. Hawaii owns the league regular season crown, all 2.
Ta đang đợi đầu nhi ngoan của ta nhập môn tu luyện. Ngươi còn chờ đợi điều chi? Sao ngươi lại thoát ra được? Ngươi rõ ràng đây chính là át chủ bài của ngươi sao? Ông, đại trận của ta, cơ duyên thành tiên của ta, ngươi rốt cuộc là yêu quái phương nào? Ta không cam tâm, bản tọa là đại thừa kỳ đỉnh phong, chỉ cách tiên nhân nửa bước mà thôi. Sao có thể bại dưới tay ngươi một kẻ vô danh tiểu tốt như vậy? Huyết ma giải thể, thiên địa đồng thọ, hãy chết đi. Bán bộ tiên nhân trước mặt bản tọa, tiên nhân cũng phải cúi đầu. Hãy chết đi. Ta lại bại trận rồi ư? Sư phụ thật lợi hại, thật lợi hại. Sư phụ thật lợi hại, thần tiên lợi hại quá. Phụ thân đã mất, lão tổ cũng đã qua đời. Bản thế tử chẳng lẽ cả đời phải ở đây mà rửa ô ư? Ôi, thánh tử tâm trạng chẳng an, cùng ta đi pha cáo nợ chăng? Thần thiếu gia nói phải, là người phụ, người đã vô địch thiên hạ rồi. Cớ sao vẫn nguyện ở lại trong đạo quán nhỏ bé này? Thanh Tuyết, con nghĩ thế nào là vô địch? Vô song thiên hạ, vô nhân địch nổi. Đó chỉ là sức mạnh mà thôi. Mà cái vô địch chân chính chẳng phải đứng trên vạn vật chúng sinh, mà xem thường lũ kiến hôi, mà là muốn nằm yên nơi nào. Uyên có thể nằm yên nơi đó. Muốn bảo hộ ai, Uyên có thể bảo hộ người đó. Đó mới là tiêu dao.
Chàng trai bị mắc kẹt trong đạo quán rách nát suốt, chỉ cần anh dập.
Thấy cái nhiều người nói Ninh Thuận là một vùng đất khá là khó khăn và rất là khó sống, chi phí cao. Nhưng mà tôi là một người đã ở thành phố Hồ Chí Minh và hiện tại tôi về Phan Rang Ninh Thuận làm việc được 7 năm, thì đến hiện tại thì tôi đang tận hưởng những cái tháng nghỉ rất là đặc biệt. Các bạn thấy không? Vợ mình rất là vất vả. Mình rất là khó. Không luôn không? Tại mình thích ăn rau á. Bán này không lại. Anh làm không? Không được hả?
Mẹ ngu đây. Thật. Hey! Liên quan. Good.
Lần đầu tiên mà mua một cái bộ võng mà ai vào nhà cũng khen cũng hỏi là mua ở đâu. Mà nhà em đăng hình viên á là nhà em là 4 năm bộ rồi nha mọi người ơi. Cái bộ võng này rất là rẻ, có vài trăm ngàn mà mấy bà đã mua được một cái bộ võng.
Hola, Hawai'i. Ồ. Ồ, tôi nhớ có thêm rồi mà ta. Rồi. Bao người kia nữa.
Các anh thế là sân khấu này nữa. Đang quay clip. Mai nữa em thích ăn cái món này mà anh làm.
Ngày xưa, tại một ngôi làng nhỏ ở một miền quê xa xôi châu Âu, có một cô gái vừa xinh đẹp lại vừa hát rất hay. Giọng hát của cô lúc cần thì rất nổi lực, lúc thì lại vô cùng ngắn gọn. Chịu khó luyện tập nhạc nữa sẽ rất tốn tiền.
Dám chơi thử thách không? Tao là dẹp kem xanh đây, ngon, rẻ, bổ. Lâu lâu anh em mới đông đủ tụ họp đến chợ mây trên Đà Lạt chơi. Hở tới dọn về mẹ đi. Tao dọn đi đó, về gì vậy?
Ngay bên nhau, ta nói là chuyện xưa.
Không mất xe đó, dọn nó cởi áo ra đi về. Lặn luôn á.
Anh nói nhỏ này chưa nghe không? Là đâu anh ơi, đừng cười bây giờ. Anh không mấy lúc này luôn. Chốt ra ngay, bạn thân chào. Khi tổng tài bước ra từ trong phim.
Cô Nhi, tại sao cho tới bây giờ báo cáo tháng này vẫn chưa xong? Sao? Cô định nói với tôi là cô bị mẹ bên ngoài của tôi thu hút, cho nên là cô không tập trung vào công việc được. Cô chối. Điều đó đã thể hiện quá rõ trên khuôn mặt của cô. Tôi biết làm việc bên cạnh một người quá an hảo như tôi là một điều không hề dễ dàng. Nhưng làm ơn, cô hãy tập trung vào công việc. Nếu như không muốn bị đuổi, về đi.
Nhưng mà em không có.
Lần này tôi tạm bỏ qua cho cô. Nhưng nếu lần sau cô không để công việc bị ảnh hưởng thì tôi hứa với cô, cho dù là cô có thấy tôi thu hút hay là vì quá ngưỡng mộ tôi và làm sao nhãn công việc, tôi cũng sẽ khiến cô mất đi ngay lập tức. Cô nhớ chứ?